What's happening, dogs? Mr. Allen here, talking key features of quadratic functions. For this video, we're working with Vertex Form, but if you need help with standard or factored form, check the description. I got links to those videos in there. So let's get it started. What's the easy feature that I get from Vertex Form? I'll give you a hint. It's in the name. It is the vertex, but I think it's helpful to jot down that form in all of its entirety here. Y equals A times x minus h quantity squared plus k. This is where h comma k, that's your vertex. Actually, I'm going to jot that down right next to it right here. H comma k. Beautiful. So what is my h value? Note the subtraction here. So it's actually the opposite sign from what you see. We're going to have -1, comma, and then the k, it's still plus k. So that one's what it looks like, -4. So we got -4 for the y value. Boom. All right. Common misconception is like, oh, is that my y-intercept? Kind of like in standard form, the easy feature that you get here is your y-intercept, because if I plug in 0, poof, everything's gone. I'm left with 3. For this one, the easy feature you get is the vertex. Got to do a little work for the other 3. So let's do that. Actually, not a whole lot of work for the axis of symmetry, do we? Isn't that just the x-coordinate of the vertex? Ew, x equals -1. If you have watched the standard form video, you would know that I take my axis of symmetry that I get first from the opposite of b over 2a. I plug that in to my function to get the y value. Well, here, I got the x and y coordinate, my vertex, easy, so I get my axis of symmetry easy as well. All right, now let's do the x-intercepts. How do we do the x-intercepts? Well, the x-intercepts happen when the y value is 0. So should we set our function equal to 0? Yes. So I'm going to take that g of x, I'm going to instead have 0 equals, and we'll have x plus 1 squared minus 4. And now I'm going to solve this. Well, how do I solve something like this? I got a couple options. I could write this as x plus 1 times x plus 1, FOIL it out, combine like terms, maybe factor, maybe quadratic formula, I don't know. Or, hold up, I have the quantity squared. What if I just added 4 to both sides? Now I have 4 equals x plus 1 quantity squared, and then bust out a square root on both sides. And of course, don't forget the plus or minus 2 equals x plus 1. And now we can solve this thing. Here's how I'm going to suggest you do it. I do x plus 1 equals 2, and x plus 1 equals -2. I split it up into 2 separate equations. What I often see people do is they're like, oh, I'm going to subtract 1, it's 2, plus or minus, sorry, subtract 1 from 2, I get 1, it's plus or minus 1. No, that's not the case, okay? We got to treat it as +2 and -2 and solve each individually. I'm going to get 1 here, so you would have gotten one of the correct answers with that method. But over here, I'm going to get -3 because I have -2 minus 1 is -3. So my x-intercepts are 1, 0, and -3, 0. Boom. So my y value is 0, so it's 1, my x value, 0, my y value. Cool? And then same with the other one. All right. Next thing here, I'll go with orange for this last one. My y-intercept. How do I get that? Well, what's my x value when I'm crossing the y-axis? It is 0. So why don't I just plug in 0 for x? And then I should get the y value that goes with it. All right, so I'm going to do g of 0 equals, I have 0 plus 1 squared minus 4. A lot of times I will put parentheses around the number that I'm substituting in. Sometimes those parentheses get a little bit overwhelming. It's up to you, though. So I've got 1 squared is 1 minus 4, -3. So we have 0, -3, kind of a coincidence that those are like flip-flops of each other. It can happen. Doesn't always happen that way. All right, well, there we go, guys. Vertex form, honestly, a pretty nice form to work with. There's not as much thinking that goes into it and like formulas and things like that. It's really just if you got that h comma k down, that gives you the first 2. X-intercepts, you set it equal to 0, and you solve for x. You just got to know how to solve most efficiently, which in this case is with square roots. Y-intercept is always plug in 0. What are you left with? What do you get when you plug in 0? Easy here, a little bit of work on those too. All right, guys, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the other 2 videos so that you can master your quadratics and getting all your dope key features. See you later.